Hello guys, this is going to be a series of videos within my tutorial explaining how to be a more successful Gears of War player. So the first video here is going to cover the aiming aspects, and this is a very important aspect I want you guys to learn, because basically you can have all of the strategical input and fundamentals in your mind, but if you can't execute it on the battlefield, you really are not going to be very effective. So the first thing I wanted to show you guys is essentially the difference in the pellet spreads depending on how your character holds the weapon. So the first shot here is your hip fire, and that's essentially when you don't aim before firing, you just fire the weapon. This is very good if you are surprised if someone's around the corner or someone's camping, or if someone just rolled towards you and you just need to get a shot off really quickly. The next shot here is a pop shot, when essentially when you just briefly press the left trigger and then fire at the same time like that. And then this is very good just to be more accurate, and you can still retain some mobility, but not as much mobility as hip fire. And the last shot here is when you hold the left trigger, and essentially it's called a hard aim. It's basically when you aim your weapon and then fire for a very long period of time, which is pretty much a bit longer than a pop shot essentially. So as you can see here, the hard aim and the pop shot roughly have about the same pellet spreads, while the hip fire has a much more wider pellet spread. So this means that the hip fire is a lot less accurate than a pop shot and a hard aim. Logically speaking, in real life, if you hold the Nasher like this or like this, it's not going to alter its accuracy, but Epic implemented this for balance reasons, I believe, because in Gears of War 2 and 1, it doesn't matter how you orientate the shotgun, it had the same pellet spread in any given situation. So this is something I want you guys to know, and to incorporate this in battle, you're going to need to pretty much be good at all different types of shooting when it comes to the Nasher. But the hip fire, like I said before, is good in case someone like you just rolled up towards you and need to fire your weapon quickly. The pop shot is pretty much my specialty. Is when I like to strafe and then just pop shot like this. It retains the accuracy of a hard aim, but you're not moving very slow as a result. And a hard aim is essentially good if someone doesn't know you're coming, or if someone's coming around the corner and try to rush you, you just hard aim them like that. Or if you weaken them and they're trying to run away from you, you can just hard aim them as they run away. So you just got to be really good in terms of mental input on how to use each type of orientation with the Nasher. So next thing I want to cover is essentially how the Nasher aims when you're hip firing. You can use your character's right elbow, or you can use the side of your character's head, or you can use the middle of the screen, but essentially I don't use either. It's like, once you play this game long enough, you kind of know where to aim the Nasher in any given situation. And it gets to the point where, this guy just leaves. It gets to the point where, like I said before, you kind of know where to aim the Nasher. So the best thing the best advice I give you is not to focus on where you aim the weapon, like you see right here, because all the weapons in Gears of War 3, they fire, the bullets come from the barrel and where the barrel is pointed, as opposed to Gears of War 1 where it always goes to the middle of the screen. People should already know that by now, but the main big advice I can give you is to focus on your enemy's movement and analyze how he particularly moves, because people have a pattern when they're moving. It's like a strafe pattern. It's like people are going to move left to right, and my particular strafe is when I just like I move really rapidly left to right, because it kind of plays with the human mind, and I'll go more into that later, but not in this video. But people really have a pattern when they're moving and trying to avoid your bullets. So it's good to analyze that and pretty much use that to your advantage. So that's why when you see when I'm fighting, and the majority of my shotgun battles, I kind of hold my shots, and all I'm doing is strafing and just moving around. And what I'm really doing here is I'm just analyzing my opponent's movement. I'm trying to see how he's moving and what pattern does he have. So that's why when I do finally take my shot, it's usually going to be a 4-point, and he just kind of freezes off, and I get the shotgun win in the battle. So once you get that skill down packed and you know how to analyze movements, you're going to be a very deadly accurate player. So the next thing here I want to show you is your sensitivity. My sensitivity here, you guys ask me a lot, is look sensitivity is 18, the target is 17, and the zoom is 12. The reason I chose 18 as my look is because when you're looking around, You're gonna want the most fast sensitivity out of the other two. Uh, this is essentially your hipfire sensitivity and how fast you can pretty much look around the battlefield without aiming your weapon. And my target sensitivity is just a bit lower than the look because when I'm targeting, I don't really need that much speed, but I do want to have enough speed that I can actually track my aim as fast as my opponent can move. People can play it lower than this, but I just feel very comfortable at this specific setting. My zoom sensitivity is at a very low setting because if I'm zooming in, there's no enemies around me, so I don't need to have the speed to keep up with them since they're going to be across the map, and I want the most precise accuracy as possible. Vibration is off because it offers less disorientation, just like I have Gore off. The next tip here is going to be, oh, this is pretty much, I've always stressed this, you really need to get a PC monitor, because with input lag, all that you learn, all that you can do is going to be hindered and pretty much reduced from its true capabilities because input lag is essentially this. Suppose I'm just standing here and I press the A button to dive forward, right? On an HD TV, that animation of me diving forward is going to happen on that screen later than on a PC monitor. It's not going to be that significant, but it is later and it is noticeable. So as a result, anything that you do, any command that you put into the button to see on the game, aim in, aim swipe, melee, all of that, all of those animations are going to appear on your screen later than on a PC monitor. So as a result, your accuracy is not going to be well because you're essentially, in your mind, you're aiming to keep up with the enemy, but on your screen it's happening later, so you can only react to what's happening on your screen. So with input lag, you're pretty much at a very giant what's the word? You got a very giant drawback basically. So if you really want to put your potential to the test and put your potential at its highest capabilities, you really need to get a PC monitor. They're not that expensive. You can get them for $120, or you can get one, a good quality one, for about $200 to $250. And you can keep your HD TV for like Netflix or movie watching purposes and stuff like that. So if you guys have any questions or comments or any improvement, criticism on how I can make my next Aspect series an improvement or better to you guys, feel free to post in the comment box. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Later.